Hi students, good morning. Today's topic we are going to discuss about Python starting class it is. I am going to explain what is a Python, what can we do with the Python, and what are all the other things we need to know to develop Python programming, and basic Python syntax and programming concepts I am going to discuss. And before writing anything in the Python, we need to have the software to be installed in your system. You can install the software in Mac computer or in Windows computer system. And to install Python software, first you need to go to python.org. This is a major site. From here you can install. Before installing, we need to discuss a few topics about the Python. Python is a popular programming language as like C, Java, JavaScript, all these are programming languages. Python is also a programming language, and also its compatibility and ready modules make us write very less programming when you compare with any JavaScript programming and C programming. We don't need to write much lengthy programming, and it was created by 1991 with Guru Van Rossum. He invented this, and since that time we are working with almost all major options what are all available in Python. We use this Python for web development, software development, mathematics, system scripting, and recently we are using it for data analysis. We can go with advanced topics also. What can Python do? Python can be used on a server to create major web applications. Python can be used alongside software to create workflows, or we can develop game programming, system programming. We have several advantages with the Python when we start writing programming. First, let me show you and what is the source and where we have to download Python software in our system. First, go to Downloads tab in python.org. From there, go to here Windows or Mac operating system. If you want to install the software on Windows system, go to Python 3.7.2. This is the latest version. And if it is a Mac, then try to get your Mac version and you can install it based on it is 64-bit or 32-bit version. After downloading, exe file will be stored in downloads folder. I already installed Python, so I don't need to click again, but from your side you please check, locate that Python icon and the exe file and click on it. It will navigate you until you finish the installation part. But when you get path option in the bottom side while installing, please click a check mark so that automatically it will add environment variables into your system. Environment variables will let you create your Python programs in any other directory once it is added. So in previous versions of Python software, when we install, we need to explicitly add environment variables in system settings. When you go to system settings and advanced system settings, then you can find, locate, add the path, and that is also small process, but here you don't need to. It will automatically add into the environment variables. That is very important. Please remember. If you need more help installing software and getting into the command line, I will definitely show you the way. Whoever has any doubts, please you can ask me and I'm going to show. After installing software, you can try to locate here related to the Python. Here you will get direct Python command prompt, command shell, and from there you can directly write programs. Suppose if you want to go with the Python command shell, try to execute a small programs, then you can do it. Let me go and locate that Python. Here is a Python 64-bit 3.8 version, and you can click this Python version, or ideally integrated development environment. It is very user friendly and suitable for writing all your Python programs. When you open a new file from ideally, I will show you two ways how to write. After installing Python, this is the first step. You try to check your Python has been installed or not. See it straight away when you click on that, it is directly showing Python 3.8.0A1. This is the latest version. It is installed. Simply you can check whether Python code has been executed or not, and giving print statement here, print Swarna. Just I am giving my name for time being, and press enter. It is going to print. When I write a Python syntax, and it is going to print. So I have a Python installed in my system. That is first step. And along with the Python, you will also get Python ideally. I told you, right? Ideally you will get it. So here Python ideally, type in the status bar here. So ideally is going to open to write all your Python programs. It's a Python shell, command line tool, and Python shell. Here is also the same Python program we write in a more user friendly way, and some other extra options we have here to write Python programs. Here also you can check any Python program, try to execute straight away here, or it is good for 1 or 2 lines of the statement. But if you want to go more than 5-6 lines of the code or very lengthy Python programs, that time better you go with the new file. Try to write your Python program in a new file and save with the py extension. Here suppose if I am writing one file, 2 plus print hello world, this see intelligence, and it will give you user friendly syntax also when you are writing with Python ideally. So in command line you don't get this facility. That is the advantage when you are writing here. Now I'm trying to print this. I'm trying to save this. When you open the file editor, it is exactly like almost like Notepad, but it works only for the ideally. So file save, you can save as with the py extension. See, when you save text files, it's a txt extension. In the same way, you can also save Python files with py extension. Just simply give first program.py or first Python program.py. Whatever the way you will definitely locate, please remember that. Also, the folder where you are storing all these Python programs, you can make your folder. It's not a compulsory to store in a particular folder, but already I have Python tutorial folder created in C drive. See, here is a C drive. It is created here, and try to locate keep my first program.py in it. Save. My first program already saved. But to run this program, you don't need to again go back. It will automatically capture this path, give you the result in Python shell. When you run this command, run module, hello world, sorry, spelling mistake, let me rewrite again, hello world. save file again and run. This time it is printing hello world. So in this way I'm trying to show you how to install Python software and Python ideally, how to write Python programs. So we have written Python programs in two ways. Like this, you have so many tools in the world to interact with the Python programs. You can write Python programs in PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook, Edit Plus. So I created a mini here, but the execution process is same. If you want to if you want to go through command line prompt to execute the Python programs, you can try to. And the same Python program you can locate in CMD. Let me try, but make sure your directory prompts to the same folder where your Python programs stored. And go to CD, Python, I think Python tutorial. Where is my folder here? Python tutorial. Yeah, Python tutorial. Change to, make sure, because I'm not going through Python shell. This is command prompt in Windows. So make sure this is pointing to the same folder where your Python program has been stored. So what is my program name? First program. So if you want to execute from here, you need to write the syntax Python. This is the syntax to execute all Python programs. Space first program dot py. So this is another way of executing Python program. It's because we added in environment variables. It will let you write Python programs any folder and you can execute from there. So we have so many flexibility to write a program, execute a program. That's the beauty of the program Python. So it's not so tough programming. It's very easy. Also, one more tool I will show you. These are all the basic things. And after you are okay with all this, whichever the way you feel very comfortable, please write a program. Or if you want to use mostly I will prefer, instead of this direct command shell, I prefer ideally you can install it from the web and you can start working on it. It is easy, and also it is a free version of the software, not expensive. Also no need to be in-depth programmer to write these programs, because some modules are very user friendly. And if you know how to use these modules, basic syntax structure, and always I suggest hard working also. That will make you a best Python programmer. I'm pretty sure. So let me start working on another tool. I will show you how to write Python programs, but I like that tool too. But I installed Edit Plus here, but that's okay. It's not compulsory to use all the tools it's not necessary to know all the tools also. I install Jupyter Notebook, and first Anaconda software you need to install. And from Anaconda Navigator, this is the product of Anaconda Jupyter Notebook. So try to go to anaconda.com. So www.anaconda.com. From here, please install Anaconda, and from Anaconda software, when you install, you will also get the Jupyter Notebook. So try to install it. I already installed, so I'm not doing anymore here. Straight away I have Anaconda Navigator, also Jupyter Notebook. Once it is done, click on Jupyter Notebook, or simply type it here, Jupyter Notebook, or just simply try to locate it in the files here, Jupyter Notebook. Once if you are trying to open a Jupyter Notebook, it is going to give you through command prompt again, but that prompt you are not bother about it, and simply check the window what it is displaying. This is called Jupyter shell, Jupyter dashboard. So from the Jupyter dashboard, you can create a new file. This Jupyter notebook is ready for you to create any kind of the file. Either it can be text file or Python. So initially I'm going to interact with the Python file. So I'm going to create a new folder, or I can simply use any of the folder here. If you don't create any folder, you can just simply go here, new file kind of things, if you don't want to go with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going with my new file here. I already have some files, my first Python program or new one.ipynb. You can edit anything, or simply just go to your new folder, anything if you want to create new text file. New text file is giving you to write any of your text files. That's it, nothing else. It is going to write a plain text. It's like a notebook. So let me go with my new one.pynb, or I can make it as a new folder. Or if I don't want a folder, then I simply go to new Python 3. This is another option. So right now I'm showing you one single file and how to create. Once if you create, it is going to give you Jupyter notebook. It is going to offer, and from there I will show you what is a Jupyter notebook structure and main commands. I will show you later. Click on Python 3. This is called Jupyter notebook and Untitled 7. Try to change the title of the Jupyter notebook, and first program Python. Okay, and rename it first program Python. Now this is called Jupyter notebook. I like this because once if you start working with Jupyter notebook, definitely you can write so many Python programs and advanced programs, and also data science. In data science also we can use the same product, because any bar graphs, charts, immediate output you can display under this. This is called a cell, and this cell can be in two formats. One is a code format and one is markdown. If it is a markdown, you can use this one as a notebook. This is not anymore Python code here. Once if you make this one as a code format, it is going to be a Python. Then here you can write any Python program. This is called a main menu. I will take a separate class and explain more options and one by one very clearly. And in a kernel, it's a runtime environment for the Python program. And kernel is always it's ready, and it's an edit mode. In it is edit mode, it is showing, and if it is in kernel idle, it is going to give you a different symbol other than this symbol empty. It is going to give you a dark circle kind of things if it is in kernel is in the running mode, like busy mode. I will explain later. It's very easy menu. It's not difficult to understand to write program in Jupyter notebook. But the technology is little bit new. Here is a file. Once it is done, your programming, you can make a copy, save as, rename, and also print, preview, download as. You can download as entire notebook in this many formats. But because any format is supporting, so once it is done, then I will explain. But today's class we are simply discussing writing a small programs in a Python. But any Python program, very important thing, not only in Python, in any software, you first understand the syntax, how the syntax is going to work. What are all the major considerations when you are writing Python program? And in Python program, definitely Python indentations are very important. Block code, that space from the starting point, and every block code must be in the same line. So you follow the indentation in these tutors and editors will give you automatic indentation. You don't need to type anything. Suppose if 5 is greater than 2, if I type here like this, 5 is greater than 2 and colon and enter, see my cursor is pointing exactly where it is supposed to be. I did not adjust anything. Then you can print anything. Print hello Jupiter. Hello Jupiter, you are asking, and just shift and enter. If shift and enter means in Jupyter Notebook, you are trying to execute directly Python code. You don't need to open any command prompt to execute this code. Immediate result. It's like it's interpreted language, Python is. So you can see that immediately that result in a text line. Suppose any errors are coming, definitely that errors also will be displayed here. You don't need to go to somewhere like if I am making mistake trying to execute, you can check for errors too. Yeah, so this is very friendly software to write Python programs. And in any programming, one more thing, you must understand syntax. Syntax are very important, and also you should not make any syntax errors. Indentation errors, no. These are all the major considerations when you are writing. And comments. How do you put comments for the Python program? Suppose if I want to make a comment in this cell, you have to put pound sign, pound my first program. Once it is in a pound sign, you will get this. This is not going to execute this first line. So rest of the line is going to execute. So that is about a pound sign. And also you can give the dog strings. Dog strings also comments. Suppose if you want to comment paragraph. So how do you do? Like 3 times if you put in a quote and write something here, test or something like test code, like this, test code, or something like working. So you're trying to make this one as a comment, like dog strings. Some string as it is just test code and working or something, just dog string, like these different formats you can print in Python too. So make sure these are all okay with you. And also variables. How do you define a variable in Python? And we don't allocate any space in Python variables, and we don't need to predefine with a format what type of variable it is. You don't need to define it. Automatically Python variables will assign to the variable type based on the value what you assign. In the sense, I will show you a small example with the variables. Suppose x equal to 5. Now when you type x equal to 5, this is number type variable. I did not define anything for the x. It will x automatically converts as a number because you assigned a number. Now you can check, type print what type of variable is my x, type of x, simple. Then try to execute this program. Int, it is showing int, exactly same way. Suppose if you take x equal to this time string. So now you are making this one as a string. Now you are trying to print type of x. You can guess what it is going to display. Int type of X. What it is? String type, because X recently I converted X with, I assigned X with string value. So it is going to display string. See how easy it is, and you are writing program, executing in the next cell. So it's very user friendly. I can say everybody can execute a program. This is, I think we can start as early as possible. In kids also can start learning Python program, because they have so many of the game programmings they can execute, and also big data scientists, if they want, they have to go from the Python language once get perfect into the Python, because all mathematical operations are so easy here to write. So I suggest this highly. And, when you are writing variable declarations also, when you are declaring a variable, that variable name must not start with the number. It should start with string. It can start with underscore character, but not with the number. You please remember that. And a variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters, and underscores also allowed. But variable names are case sensitive. Once if you define variable name with one value, then that value must be with that same alphabets. These are all case sensitive variable names that you need to consider. And one more thing regarding the variable name, Python has the output variables. The Python print statement is often used to output variables. We always use print, whatever you want to print output variable, we use print statement. And if you want to print along with the text and also the variable, use always plus character. Let me show you one example. Suppose I am trying to print my name is, this is a string. I'm going to print along with my variable. What is the variable? I took this one as X, right? In the previous block. See here, it is X. I'm trying to print the value of the X. This is variable, but this is string. I'm going to club these two with plus symbol. Let me see. My name is Swarna, but there is no space. What you can do? You can still add space between these two. Here, sorry, if I go here and try to add space for this. Okay, let me minimize this and give you full screen access so that you can see this space. And here, otherwise take one more key. Sometimes it will give you some problem, otherwise no problem at all. Shift and enter. Sometimes if you get any errors, you can always refresh the window or kernel restart. So now it is not showing any of the information. Let me go to plus and space and plus symbol X. So in this way you can give some space also after my name is. Shift and enter. My name is Swarna. I'm supposed to give one more space here. Let me check. See here, one space. Because of this, I made a space between is and Swarna. Whenever you want to concatenate anything like a variable and a string, always use plus symbol. That is about one concept. And you can also use plus character to add two variables. So we take entire string for the two variables. Suppose I'm taking x equal to Python is easy. I want to print easy. I'm going to take in different variable. Easy to learn. I want to join these two. Then how will I do? Sorry, in the first statement it is going to be equal to sign easy to learn. Shift and enter. Sorry, x plus y I'm going to print. So I'm going to take this into the z variable is equal to x plus y and shift and enter or print z so that I can see what the value of the z. Python is easy to learn. So there is no space between after is, so you can make a space like this also. Python is easy to learn, so it is not executed. So let me check. So if it is not making a space, then what you can do here when you are making this plus symbol or some space, try with some space. It's executing, but it's already done. So Python is easy to learn. In this way, you can join two strings with plus symbol, two variables, and also string and variable also with plus sign. You can use in the print statement also. So this is how we do basic syntaxing in Python variable. Suppose I'm adding two strings with a plus symbol, but if you add two numbers with a plus symbol, it is going to be addition, not concatenation. You need to remember the same concept. Because if I'm taking x equal to, here x equal to 10, y equal to 20, I'm trying to add these two, it is not going to concatenate. 10, 20, it is not going to print. It is going to print 10 plus 20 if it is number variable. 10x plus y z equal to x plus y. Shift enter. I'm going to show you the final value in a print statement. Print z. Now it is taking 30 because these two are number types. So that is the variation when you define any variables and do small operations. But you cannot club string and number. It will give you error when you are trying to add string and number with a plus sign without converting into the same type. So suppose if I take x equal to 10 and y equal to some other string other than 20, 10 and a, b, c, I'm trying to add, then what it is going to show? Error. Thus, unsupported operand type. That's why you need to make sure this also should be converted into string or str of, you can make like this 10. See, 10 ABC because I converted this format into the string. That's why it is showing 10 ABC. In this way you can use plus operator. So these are all the very small topics about Python variables. You can also do, you can perform so many things with Python numbers. That is the next topic. When you want to have a heading, you can make this window as a markdown state. You can still this one. here in the markdown. It is not a Python program, still it is like a notepad, like a text file. You can give some natural normal heading. Every chapter you put a heading and write program numbers in the comments. Every cell first line must start with program in a program name in a comments and start writing program. After completing a topic, different topic must be with new heading. What is the topic you are going to work on? Otherwise it is going to be very confusing. So better try to give relevant heading. Now suppose I am going to start Python numbers, how Python numbers are and what kind of numbers are there and what we can do with Python numbers. This is this chapter. So when you are going to start this, then you simply have to put a heading. When you pound sign and space Python numbers, so it is going to give you nice heading Python numbers. So this is the next topic, or you can make sure this is your second topic. So here you can write 2, not here, sorry, after space, second chapter Python numbers, like this. We are working with Python numbers. There are 3 numeric types in Python. One is int, float, complex. Variables of numeric types are created when you assign a value to them. As I told you earlier, the same thing. When you assign a value, that top type is going to assign, the variable type is going to assign to the variable, whatever the value you assign. Suppose if I assign x equal to 1, what type of variable it is? Int, and enter. X equal to 2.8, it is going to be float. Suppose if you give x equal to 1abc, it is going to be complex type. We have 3 types of variables. One is int, no decimals. One is with decimals. Any decimals you can define. This is float. And alphanumeric character is going to be complex type variable. So you can simply check what type of variables these are and take a print statement. Int type of x. So, and again print type of y. Again print type of z, or type of z, and try to shift and enter. Sorry, it is giving syntax error. Invalid syntax. Z equal to 1 ABC. It is a complex number, line 1. Z equal to 1 ABC. I think it must be in the string. Let me see. Complex number. Yes, it must be in a string. So when you are trying to write any alphanumeric validation, it must be in strings. So it is giving float and string, and again one more thing, it is taking it as a float because I define here x, y and x instead of z. So that's why it is taking like that. Suppose if I print z, shift and enter, float string and string. Why also it's taking a string? Because it is still taking the value of this one here in this block. So you can take instead of this, you take y here, it is going to assign the new value for it. That's it. And it is gone already, this one. And this one, it is there already, that's why it is taking the same. Let me print one more time this one. Refresh. Again it is telling the same information. It is not started with a new value. So what you can do here, try to keep double quotes. Again they do the same. X, Y and Z. If it is not giving, simply change the variable names. Float and string and string. Okay, instead of X here you take Y. Let's see, float and string x1. Suppose if I am taking x1, y1, z1 and I am trying to print here x1, y1, z1, shift and enter. Invalid syntax, because if they are saying name x1 is not defined, it is not accepting the value from this block. Suppose x1 equal to 1 and y1 equal to 2.8, then z equal to 1 abc. We'll see, shift and enter, because it is not trying to execute from this cell. So make sure this is in the same cell. Int, float and string. This time it is giving correct output. So even though if you get any errors, try to read entire error, what it is showing, why it is showing, and how can I perform correct way. Either most of the time two occurrences. One choice, first one is syntax errors. Any syntax error, it is going to raise the problem. And indentation is very important. Some characters are case sensitive, like some variable names. So make sure you are writing in a good thing. And we go like this for continuation of the classes with the basic programming, and I want to make sure everyone is understanding and everybody is able to write Python programs, basic syntax using functions and while loops and if loops and if condition, and these are what are the lists, tuples, sets, functions we write, and lambda functions, the classes, objects, all the topics we can cover one by one. This is about today's topic. Thanks for attending my class. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you. Bye bye.